I was on a train in Siberia. I was lonely, and I had a bottle of Australian red wine, and I had a couple of recorded books, and I put it on, oh yes, The Gatsby. And I realized I didn't know it at all. And my big recollection was that it was us, it was where we are now, it was this great mirror to reflect back on. And I suppose if I read it when I was 60, I'd have a different experience. I think when you read it when you're 40, a different experience when you're 17.
I was fascinated by Gatsby as a character. I was moved by him. It no longer became a love story to me. It became a tragedy of this new American, this man in a new world where everything was possible. In a time of great opulence in the 1920s that was trying to become a great Rockefeller, a great American, and somewhere along the way had lost the sense of who he was and was desperately holding on to this mirage that was Daisy Buchanan. And
first of all, just how extraordinary the writing technique is. And when he set out to write The Great Gatsby, he set out to write something he said was, I want to write something new, something beautiful, something extraordinary, and I'll get this wrong, but something intricately patterned. I want to write the great American novel. And he wrote it 20 miles up the road here, just up at San Rafael, while his wife was having an affair on the beach just down here, right where the Palais is. And there was a French airman buzzing their house that she was having an affair with. The thing I think about that is, which is how much of that pain and beauty went into the writing. Because I was at the premiere in the United States, and an extremely regal woman came out of the shadows, really, and she looked at me and she took me by the hands and she said, I've come all the way from Vermont. And, you know, I don't know why she sounds like Katharine Hepburn, but in my mind, I felt like I was in Golden Pond. You know, your father does love you, but I've come all the way from Vermont. She was so regal. I've come all the way from Vermont to see what you've done with my grandfather's book. And she said, I think Scott would be proud of this film because people have said, and for many years, that you cannot take his first-person narrative and make it into a film. And she said, and I think you've done that. And by the way, I loved the music.
You cannot get in a room with this man and not feel inspired, not feel nostalgic, not feel like you're part of something special. He brings that out in everybody he works with, and it's infectious. And he's also not afraid to take on incredibly classic stories that are embedded in our culture and ones that are very risky to do, you know, very risky undertakings. And throughout that whole process, no matter what he creates, no matter what world he puts it in, no matter what he adds to it, he is vigilant about getting to the essence of the drama of these great pieces of literature, whether it be Shakespeare or Fitzgerald. He's vigilant about dissecting each and every scene and getting to the truth.
On a personal level, I have great affection for Leo. We're very good friends, so that certainly helps when you're playing scenes. Backing up from there and saying the kind of the relationship we have, the trust we have for each other is tremendous. So we have a real ease of communication in talking about, you know, scenes, the material.
So it was Carrie's idea, you know, the line in the film. She says, I wish I'd spent all... Say the line.
I wish I'd done everything on earth.
Take it from the top, ready? And action. What's that line?
I wish I'd done everything on earth with you all my life. Although all my life you cut. But it's fine.
I cannot believe she said that. I cannot believe you said that. So whatever the choices, it was about one thing. That book. Whatever it was about one thing. Revealing that book. And Leonardo used to drive, I wouldn't say drive me crazy. Well, maybe. But in a good way, because he would say, are we honouring that book? And that was a singular focus. That was our green light. if you are asking me, if you're saying to me that films like Citizen Kane, I'm all right with that. And can I say this? Kane and Casablanca. In fact, Jeff Robinoff is here from Warner Brothers. We had a rocky moment. And in that rocky moment, I went and I sat with the team from Warner's. And Warner's is known for doing actually very big action films and at the moment and all sorts of, Harry Potter and all that. I said, yes, in your DNA, there's another film. And it's about a mysterious guy and it's a love story and yet somehow it's about something much more than that and it's called Casablanca. Fitzgerald put music front and centre in his novel. He took African-American street music called jazz and he put it right as a star in the book. It's in the book. The words are in the book. And people said, why are you doing that? It's a fad. It'll be gone next week. And he said, because I want this book to feel right here, right now. So when I set out to work with Craig and I were working, we said, well, what do we do? And right back in the writing process, we said, well, there's another African-American street music called hip-hop. And it's right here, right now.